All right, I'm doing another test. So this time I've got this crazy setup going on because I want to look at shutter speeds, and specifically like overcranking shutter speeds, because I have a shoot that's coming up soon, and I think that's an effect I want to implement. So what I wanted to figure out is kind of like which combination of frame rate and shutter speed will work best for what I'm looking for. So might as well compare them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to change the settings continuously on the camera. I'll write the settings I have over here on the board. So frame rate, shutter angle, and then the shutter speed, so that we have a good reference point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down. So we're not doing anything, we're not doing slow-mo, but we're going to overcrank everything, and then this will go from 24 to 16 to 12, 8, 4, 2, 1. And then I'm only doing 3 different shutter angles and shutter speeds: 90-degree shutter angle, 180-degree shutter angle, and then 360-degree shutter angle. So yeah, that'll be kind of like what we're cooking with here. I've got this little guy here because I want to make sure the exposure stays consistent. So what I'm going to do after I'm done here is I'm going to put this matte box on the camera, and then it's got a variable ND on here that I can kind of control. And I'm going to control the exposure with that and make sure this is always kind of hitting that same exposure mark on my small HD monitor. And then, yeah, and then at some point I'm going to have to add this guy in here because I think this is like a 1 to 5 stop little wheel here, but then this is like, like eventually, I think this is a 4 stop. I think this is like a 4 stop. I'll put it in the comments, but, oh wait, I can see through here. 1.2. So yeah, so 4 stop ND. I'm gonna have to slide this in here at some point because as we get lower and lower and our shutter speed gets slower and slower, the exposure obviously will brighten as we go. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, I've got this timer here because I wanted to set a consistent time for everything. So I chose 48 seconds since I know that'll be kind of clean, since that's twice of 24. And that's kind of the project base. So I'm going to hit this, start typing away, do a little drink, and then stop it around 48 seconds, and then I'll kind of compare those as we go. I think that's it. You're going to notice a little bit of the screen changing, and that's because the variable ND is like polarizers, and so the reflectiveness of the screen might change over the course of the test. But yeah, that's basically it, and let me know what you think.
fires drown my soul, and it's all a dream. And it's all a dream. Sitting on the ground below your heart, feelings may rise from where you are. People they come and they go, but never do they bring their souls. And it's all a dream. And it's all a dream. Sitting on the roof above your head, stimulating thoughts and what you say. Can't figure out where I go. Stimulating thoughts drown my soul, and it's all a dream.
This test ended up being very, very useful for me, and something I'll definitely look back on, especially with this shoot that I have coming up, because it's just being able to see those options right next to each other of the different combinations of frame rate, shutter speed, shutter angle, like really helps me kind of understand, okay, this is what I could get out of this. And I found myself like really gravitating towards the speed of the 8 frames per second frame rate and the 4 frames per second frame rate when those were sped up. And then also I really liked the motion blur of the 1/8 of a second shutter speed and also the 1/4 of a second shutter speed. So what I'll probably end up doing is choosing a combination of those two things for the shoot that I have coming up. And yeah, I mean, this test is really great because undercranking the camera isn't really something that you do too often. And so for me, I was like, I should probably know kind of what we could get, what effect we could get with different settings. Because if you have the idea to do it on the day when you're actually filming, you know, you're just going to end up guessing because you don't have the time to actually do this and spend the, you know, what is this combination? And so taking the guesswork out of it is so helpful, and just knowing heading in like, nope, I want to set it to this setting for this particular shot. And so I found it really helpful. I hope that you all find it really helpful, and let me know if there's any other tests or comparison things that you also would find really helpful, and maybe I can do them. But yeah, I think that's it for this one, and I will catch you in the next one.